Have you ever felt like life punished you for something you never did? Like one moment, everything was going well, and the next moment someone else's jealousy, greed, or lies destroyed your future. And if that happened, what would you do? Spend your life seeking revenge, or find a way to become stronger than the people who hurt you? Today's book is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This is one of the most famous adventure novels ever written. On the surface, it is a story about betrayal, prison, revenge, and justice. But underneath, it is a powerful lesson about patience, personal transformation, emotional control, and the true cost of revenge. The story follows a young sailor named Edmond Dantès. He is honest, hardworking, and deeply in love. His future looks bright. But because of jealousy and selfishness, several people secretly work together to destroy his life. Edmond is falsely accused of a crime he never committed. Without a fair trial, he is sent to a terrible prison on an isolated island. In a single day, he loses everything: his freedom, his career, his reputation, and the woman he loves. Most people would break under that kind of pain. Many would spend the rest of their lives feeling sorry for themselves. But Edmond's story teaches us something important. When Edmond first enters prison, he feels hopeless. Days turn into months. Months turn into years. He cannot understand why this happened. He becomes angry. He becomes desperate. At times, he almost loses the will to live. Then something unexpected happens. He meets another prisoner named Abbé Faria. Instead of helping Edmond escape, immediately Faria helps him transform. He teaches him languages. He teaches him science. He teaches him history. He teaches him strategy and critical thinking. While trapped inside a prison cell, Edmond begins building a new version of himself. His body is imprisoned, but his mind becomes free. This is an important lesson for modern life. Many people experience their own versions of prison: a failed business, a difficult divorce, a job loss, financial struggles, a serious setback. These situations can make us feel trapped. But the question is not what happened to us. The question is what we do next. Imagine someone loses a job. One person spends months complaining and blaming everyone around them. Another person uses that time to learn new skills, improve their knowledge, and prepare for better opportunities. Both people face the same setback, but their futures become completely different. When life puts you in a difficult situation, focus less on what you lost and more on who you can become. Edmond could not control the prison walls, but he could control his growth, and eventually that growth changed everything. As Edmond learns from Abbé Faria, he begins seeing the world differently. Before prison, he was a good man. After years of learning, he becomes an intelligent and strategic man. Faria also reveals the location of a hidden treasure. But surprisingly, the treasure itself is not the most valuable gift. The real treasure is knowledge. Because knowledge gives Edmond the ability to use opportunities when they appear. Many people dream about sudden success. They imagine winning money, becoming famous, or getting lucky. But luck without preparation rarely creates lasting success. Think about someone who suddenly receives a leadership position at work. If they lack communication skills, emotional intelligence, and decision-making abilities, the opportunity may disappear quickly. Another person who has spent years learning and improving will be ready when the opportunity arrives. Edmond succeeds not only because he finds wealth. He succeeds because he spent years preparing himself. His education gives him confidence. His knowledge gives him power. His understanding of people gives him influence. The lesson is simple. Invest in your mind before you chase results. Skills often create opportunities that money alone cannot buy. Eventually, Edmond escapes prison and discovers the hidden treasure. Suddenly, he becomes incredibly wealthy. At this point, many stories would end. The hero escapes. The hero gets rich. The hero wins. But for Edmond, the real journey is just beginning. He creates a new identity called the Count of Monte Cristo. Instead of acting immediately against the people who betrayed him, he spends years observing. He gathers information. He studies people's weaknesses. He waits. This patience becomes one of his greatest strengths. Most people struggle with patience. We want quick results, quick success, quick answers, quick revenge. But important outcomes often require time. Imagine someone trying to get fit. If they exercise for 3 days and quit because they do not see results, they fail. Another person exercises consistently for a year. The difference is patience. Or think about investing. Many people panic during short-term setbacks. Patient investors often benefit from long-term growth. Edmond understands something powerful. Emotional reactions create mistakes. Careful planning creates results. Because he waits, he sees things others miss. Because he stays patient, he gains control. Do not let temporary emotions make permanent decisions for you. Patience is not weakness. Patience is strategic strength. For years, Edmond dreams about justice. He remembers every person who betrayed him. The men responsible for his suffering have moved on with their lives. Some became wealthy. Some gained status. Some appear successful. Edmond decides they must face consequences. At first, his plans seemed justified. After all, he was innocent. He suffered greatly. Most readers naturally support him. But as his revenge unfolds, something interesting happens. The consequences spread beyond the guilty people. Families become affected. Innocent individuals suffer. Unexpected pain appears. Edmond begins realizing that revenge is not as simple as he imagined. This is one of the deepest lessons in the book. When people hurt us, we often imagine that getting even will bring peace. But anger has a strange habit. It promises satisfaction, yet it often keeps us emotionally connected to the very people we want to forget. Consider a workplace conflict. Someone spreads rumors about you. You spend months planning how to embarrass them in return. Even if you succeed, your energy remains focused on negativity. Meanwhile, your own growth stops. The person still controls part of your life. Justice matters. Accountability matters. But living entirely for revenge can slowly consume your future. The book begins showing us that revenge may not be the destination Edmond truly needs. As Edmond continues carrying out his plans, he starts noticing something important. The people who betrayed him are not the same people they were years ago. Some are haunted by guilt. Some are trapped by their own choices. Some have built lives that already contain hidden suffering. And this leads us to one of the most surprising ideas in the entire story. Most people read this novel expecting a simple revenge story, but there is a deeper truth underneath. Many of Edmond's enemies have already been damaged by their own greed, fear, dishonesty, and selfish decisions. Years earlier, they thought they had won, but their victories slowly became their own prisons. One man becomes consumed by greed. Another becomes trapped by fear. Another loses peace despite gaining success. The surprising lesson is that bad choices often create their own consequences. Not always immediately, not always visibly, but over time. In real life, we often look at people who treated others badly and think they escaped consequences. Yet we rarely see their private struggles. We see the surface. We do not see the anxiety, the broken relationships, the constant fear of losing what they gained unfairly. Focus less on tracking other people's punishment and more on building your own future. Time has a way of revealing the true cost of our choices. One of the most inspiring parts of Edmond's journey is his transformation. The young sailor who entered prison no longer exists. Years of suffering changed him. Years of learning changed him. Years of experience changed him. Many people fear change because they believe identity is fixed. They think, I've always been this way. I'm not smart enough. I'm not confident enough. I'm too old to start over. But Edmond's life proves otherwise. He loses everything that once defined him, yet he creates an entirely new future. This does not mean pretending to be someone else. It means developing qualities you do not currently possess. Imagine someone who spent years being shy. They begin practicing communication, joining groups, speaking publicly. Over time, they become confident. Their identity changes. Or imagine someone who struggled financially. They learn about money management, investing, and business. Years later, they become financially secure. Their identity changes too. Growth is possible because identity is not a permanent prison. You are not limited by who you were yesterday. Your future self is built by the choices you make today. Among all the lessons in the Count of Monte Cristo, one stands above the rest. Transformation is more powerful than revenge. At the beginning of the story, Edmond wants his old life back. He wants justice. He wants revenge. He wants people to suffer the way he suffered. But as the story progresses, he learns something deeper. No amount of revenge can restore lost years. No punishment can erase past pain. No victory can completely heal old wounds. What truly changes his life is not revenge. It is transformation. The education he gained, the wisdom he developed, the patience he learned, the strength he built. Those things created the person he became. This lesson applies to all of us. When life hurts us, our first instinct is often to focus on the people who caused the pain. We think about what they did. We replay the story. We imagine different outcomes. But growth begins when attention shifts away from the past and toward the future. The greatest response to betrayal is not destruction. It is becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. That is the real victory. Take 10 minutes today and write down one setback that still affects your thinking. Maybe it was a rejection, a failure, a betrayal, a missed opportunity. Then ask yourself one question. What skill, habit, or strength can I build because of this experience? Instead of focusing on what the setback took away, focus on what it can teach you. Small shifts in perspective often create major changes in life. The Count of Monte Cristo is remembered as a story of revenge, but its deepest message is about transformation. A man lost everything, spent years in darkness, and emerged stronger, not because the world became fair, but because he refused to remain the person tragedy tried to create. Sometimes the most important victory is not defeating your enemies. It is refusing to let them decide who you become.